3 o'clock?
Like 4 o'clock.
Where do you want me? So
I'm in GitHub, your request.
Yeah,
if you can make me admin on both.
I don't see that, but maybe I just transfer it to an organization.
You're talking about this.
That's what I.
One new viewer. One new viewer on Twitch Watch Minute.
Let me transfer.
Maybe you just have admin there. If I and the client too. You want to transfer the client?
yeah, both of them.
Yeah, is it okay for us to open source both?
I don't have a good
Value of open sourcing the server.
the risk of that. So
What would be the risk?
People find vulnerabilities and fix bugs.
that was
Helpfully fixing the bug.
mine. But
Yeah, I'll open source both.
Why don't we do everything open source?
Open source.
It's like signal to noise. You know, you go to the repo and see a bunch of
projects. Are you?
but crap people requests are talking about.
There's everything. Then we have 50 half-built projects.
Yeah, we're putting in public.
There's probably a way to like make it really clear what
You can pin certain repos that you know, like
people to look at, but or you change the repo.
work in progress in the repo. But I like confusing people when they go to our GitHub.
You see what I'm saying? But the client and the server, people are using it and wanting.
Right. It's some random seed that doesn't.
Oh yeah.
That's vibe coded.
Yeah.
That's vibe coded.
By coded now.
Everything we have is the good stuff is vibe engineered.
They think that we write code anymore, so called.
Yeah, right, exactly.
new viewer on Twitch Watch.
Tá, ele pinou, só que ele pinou na live errada, né? Na verdade, ele... Pinando sempre, pra ver. Pinando sempre, pra ver. Cara, tem 3 minutos pra gente botar isso aqui pra rodar. Tá, joguei pra Luciano. E agora jogou pra Deliud. Beleza. Agora deixa eu finalizar. E vamos ver o que acontece. Ó, eu finalizei. O Deliud aqui vai morrer. Vou pra outro. Vamos ver. O que vocês acham? Hum. 7 minutos. Deliud apareceu. E tá ao vivo. Deliud tá ao vivo ali. É isso. Agora é só esperar o povo. Cadê o pessoal? O pessoal não colou ainda. Switchboard. 10 a menos, daqui a pouco eles entram. Ai, ai, vamos lá. Que bom que isso aqui foi resolvido. There's a human. There's a flag. Hello, Mr. Lucas.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing? How was your travel back?
Good. Not too bad.
One. Welcome back to our daily youth. How are you doing?
Are you talking to me or our viewers?
Yeah, to you. To you, Ron.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I'm excited to be back.
Where are you today?
I've just moved. I have a TaskRabbit person very, very generously setting up my desk in my office. So I'm now in a booth.
Ah, I see.
Here in an industrious workspace in Chicago, downtown.
Nice.
Go
Nice.
Bulls.
Swags was going to Chicago, right, Lucas? Or am I confused?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he said he'll be there middle of the month, I think.
Who's that?
Swagger.
Oh, cool.
Are you all joining Daily Youth?
How are we gonna do that?
Very carefully.
Who do you around one computer, Daniel?
Oh, we did. Just speaking computer.
But it needs to have that mic not gonna work. For one. For all.
Would you like to come around here?
I don't think that might. I think that might work. What are you proposing? So when I join, I'm gonna get feedback.
Yeah, and you,
Yeah, once I join, I'm gonna get feedback, right?
I'm muted here.
Hey.
Looking at my feed. Is it the Discord?
Are you on Discord or on? Something.
Say something.
No, I think Rowan was on Discord.
Oh, okay.
Because you're looking at me like it was my microphone.
I just want you and Rowan to own this and tell me what to do. As like a,
I was telling you, just join it.
and I did that.
Yeah. And then Rowan went to the disc and all's fine.
We'll figure
All's
it out.
good.
All is good. Yeah. Hey, Rowan. Rowan's muted now.
Hello. Sorry, I was trying to isolate sound issue.
Yeah. Hey.
Hello.
plus the moving chairs.
Uh-huh.
Hold on too much.
Yeah, what are we talking about today?
What are we talking about?
We pivot the company, right? Did we tell people on the daily yet? Or we just recorded yesterday?
Dude, I got the memo that these yields were going to be more kind of fly on the wall, but I can come back with an agenda if that's helpful.
I like it being informal versus we trying to like perform, you know? Like
Informal or formal?
Informal. Otherwise we're trying to perform for people, and I don't think that's what we're going for. Like we could just talk about stuff that are interesting us today, or stuff that we want to explore, or issues and problems, and use that to in fact what we're going to discuss on the scrum after our youth.
Or whatever our audience wants.
Yeah.
Questions are. So, I mean, one option is just to make this like we're catching up. We all have a coffee.
Yeah.
I mean, Rowan, I think you're the decision maker on this time, to be clear. So.
Daniel and I haven't really had a good chance to sync on kind of what decisions were taken last week while I was out, because it feels like you guys settled into something different, and I'm totally fine to adapt. I think we should probably have some sort of structure, but to Daniel's point, if it feels too performative to be like, welcome to the yield everyone, and we want to just be more informal and conversational, that's fine. But I do think we should have somebody at least leading the conversation.
Okay. I think that somebody should be you leading the conversation.
Yeah.
One idea I have is that we all come in with like something from the last 24 hours that we want to talk about, and we all name the thing, and then we talk about whatever out of the group is most interesting. that like we're all in it, like wanting to engage in. I'm gonna go get my coffee while you guys think about your thing. My thing is the fact that we have 3 months of burn, and should I try to fundraise now or should I wait a month?
My thing is I have a proof of concept of the Domo working with the CLI.
Wow.
What?
My thing is that Sam ate through my codex credits after telling me he won it within 24 hours.
There were like no credits there to begin with.
I don't believe that. We gotta figure out a way to feed his reviewer.
My thing is now we should.
I'll start a little agent to investigate.
Stable swing on what you give it, so whenever people start and stop, the signal will not die. So there's the main string and there's all the other strings. And previously what was happening is whenever someone joined or exit their string, the main signal will die for a few seconds and you lose the string. And how
I reset my limit, so it's probably help you again. Sorry.
no, that was it.
Progress.
I don't think I want to trouble you guys with all the things I'm trying to hold and juggle right now. I'm in an onboarding purgatory where I just want to focus on moving the needle, and I have like all these different things happening. Like right now, I have a TaskRabbit person setting up my desk, and I haven't signed up for medical insurance yet. And my wife is saying, "Where is that?" And meanwhile, we have an August content calendar that is like everything that I decide has 10 dependencies. So I'm like playing whack-a-mole with content. So guys, I'm just going to save this conversation for my therapist, keep my head down, my nose clean, and get shit done today. And you guys can talk whatever you guys want to talk about.
The thing can also be, this is not intended to be like something related to what we've done necessarily. Like it could be something that happened in the market.
Well, one thing I do want to set up, and this is kind of a seed of an idea right now, is I'm thinking I want to hold myself to an accountability around getting a more broad-based understanding of sentiment in the AI industry. And so I'm thinking I'm going to do a Twitter, right? Just speaking this into being. I've started prototyping it, but I think I'm going to do a daily update on the AI industry, very broad topic, daily on X, that people can I'll read the news so you don't have to, and people can read it, listen to me in their car or jogging or at the gym, and I'll just be quite honest about it. I'll be like, I'm teaching myself all this stuff, and you can learn with me or whatever. Yeah, I want to see that as an experiment.
That's pretty cool.
Cool. I like that.
Thanks for your encouragement. I'll
I'd
see.
listen to that.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right.
All right. What do we want to? What was interesting out of anything named? Everybody got their answer.
I mean, I thought Plucas's was pretty amazing. Like I solved the game.
Okay. Yeah.
I want to go last though because something's updating right now.
Last. we got 17 minutes.
But we'll be done.
Yeah, I mean it's just agent's doing something. Be fine.
I vote for. Are we sharing our votes or?
Yeah, my vote was Plucas's thing.
Okay, my vote is Sam's thing.
Okay.
I don't remember what anyone's name was.
Plucas apparently has already done the work that we need to do.
Yeah.
No.
I want to see the demo for sure.
Yeah, I want to show it.
I also want to see Rowan sign up for healthcare though. So maybe we just spend 17 minutes helping him do that.
Yeah, filling out my form. Yes, hypertension in my back.
Yeah.
Little bit of high cholesterol. No.
How's everyone feeling about the 3 months of runway?
I have to say, when every time you say we've got 3 months of burn, my stomach turns over like that. Like feel it, like, oh shit, that's real. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a stomach ulcer. I do need to sign up for this health insurance. Sam's giving me a stomach ulcer.
I feel normal. Like I feel it makes sense. Like we're doing a signup that's feels like a signup. If that wasn't happening, then we would be a consolidated company already. So yeah, I trust Sam will be able to come up with a great story to the investors, and maybe just a little bit of makeup on whatever we have. I don't know if it will be a pig or a unicorn. Paint the nails, stretch the nose. But yeah, I bet Sam will tell a great story about our learnings.
Yeah, it's pretty motivating for me. Like I think November seems like a really bad time to look for a job. So I'm gonna try to make sure that doesn't happen.
Yeah. Well, it seems to me there's a kind of marked difference between the kind of focus and the kind of forward momentum since I come back. I mean, the Domo thing seemed like very clear yesterday once we got the kind of, you know, outline of everyone's contribution to that. And then yesterday when you guys like, you know, brought me in to talk about the relay focus, and not having a kind of a, you know, a designated goal of getting, you know, Daniel camping. I think all those things show that we're starting to narrow the search in a meaningful way, right? I feel like those are really good signs.
Yeah. I think what I'm waiting for, because one of the things I'm like, why am I not, you know, we've got an investor who's trying to meet and I'm like kind of pushing them off a little bit. And what I'm waiting for is that investor update that I drafted, a version of that that makes sense. And what it means for it to make sense is like you have some like first principle beliefs and then you have a plan that like is, and it's coherent. Right now we have some like first principle beliefs and we're like, do we do option 1 or option 2? We're not sure, you know.
I thought you said it, Sam. I think we're doing option 2. I mean, you're like, well, you know, we could become a media company, but we're builders.
Yeah. So then we have to answer the question, how is our thing going to be different from like the thousands of things that are getting launched every day? You know, just like the crazy democratization of like building product. So somehow we have to like be able to reason about that, because that is the mistake we made with our first plan.
Your original plan launch.
Yeah. Which is, so one of the things I like about, so here's an example of like, this just needs to be clear for me to sell it to investors. The builder index and porting that learning to the Domo leaderboard, and that being a solution to like the right. So it's like in this world, anyone can build anything, right? And so there's tons of noise, right? And so one key part of our product, the most important part of our product, is honestly the Domo leaderboard. And seeing how other people have built Domos, and honestly seeing how other people have built I mean, this could be an agent leaderboard. And as part of this leaderboard, we're going to build complementary products that help, you know, the top leaders in this leaderboard, but we're building the agent leaderboard. We're back into this like middle ground between option 1 and option 2, which honestly we just might be forced into that middle ground. It might not be a bad thing, you know, to like have elements of option 1, like maybe our users are telling us that we need that, but
yeah, it's like superpowers would be could be a more item on our leaderboard. It's G-Stack could be another item on the leaderboard. How many tokens are people burning using G-Stack?
Yeah, but in some ways we are focused on like less on tools and more on agents. But yeah, that's another, you know, a tool leaderboard would be another manifestation of it.
Couldn't my agent, like if I have an agent and I install the plugin for
yeah, so your agent would be on the leaderboard, and
Oh.
Gstack would be one of the tools that your agent uses. So people would be like, what is Daniel's crazy burning all these tokens with this agent that he's talking to. What is he doing with his agent?
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, he's using GStack and he's using
Power.
the plow relay. What's the plow relay? That looks kind of cool.
How is that? I think I'm struggling to see the value of an agent leaderboard if we're thinking of agents as like being ephemeral, or like you spin them up to do something and then they go away.
I think that's a very valid question. The high level solve here is like discovery of how. So it's like I go to this place and I see other people have figured this out for this problem to be done. So you can imagine. So a leaderboard implies like ranking by tokens.
Yeah.
You can imagine a catalog. You can imagine a catalog mixed with a leaderboard, where like, okay, I just want to go see how other people are like sorting their receipts and matching them to expenses. And maybe all of those are ephemeral, but there's like, oh, the top people who do this the most do it in this way.
Mhm.
I don't know. I honestly, Mary, this is a really good question. I think this is like where
We gotta
to
dig in.
iterate on the design and stuff.
Yeah.
But like putting my product management hat on, it's like the user need that I think we almost have to acknowledge in the investment plan is like everyone's talking about agents. No one knows
How people are using
how people are actually using them. You know, you go into Reddit and it's just like these stories. It's almost like these myths, you know? It's like these like I think the word is chimera. It's like these mythical things that may exist. It's like I've reached out to everybody in my network and I can't find anybody who uses an agent to manage their calendar other than Jesse Vincent, who just hired a human. I don't even know. I actually asking Jesse what he uses to manage his calendar. I need to do that today. I'll do that right now.
He hired a human to like personal assistant.
Yeah. You know, like Jesse Vincent's home-rolled agents could. Maybe that should be on our leaderboard, you know? We got the builder index and we got the agent index. I don't know. I'm just rambling at this point. But this is back to the investor thing. I need a story that I can like be convicted about, you know? I think that's what we're trying to.
We're learning this week, right? That's what we're.
Yeah, that's sort of the value of doing these launches and building these products. Okay, so there's a mix of motivation and anxiety on the 3-month thing.
There's no better motivation, right? You said either you do it or. What do you feel about it, Harry?
Motivate. Let's get this done. Let's get the story.
Yeah.
I feel like the last, well, not not even a full 24 hours, but the last like 12 hours, I've just been like, how do we talk to people? I don't know why this is so hard, but like, I'm like, the Craigslist didn't work. Like, I'm like racking through like my network of people, and I'm like, no one's probably to the top of the list of like good people to talk to that like are trying to solve problems with agents. And like, how do we find these people?
I think there's kind of maybe something to explore is that there are these kind of people that are running these school SKOOL communities, right? Where they have a kind of a paying subscription of people that are kind of within, you know, our target audience loosely, because some of them are kind of the amateurs, right? But the thing is, like, I'm thinking about those people. They hold a lot of influence. Some of them have thousands of people participating either on a free tier or 99 cents a month, and like $5 you get into a more advanced tier. And the thing that they need is they need constant, you know, content and constant need to be sharing knowledge.
Yeah.
Right? Because because otherwise you lose your subscription. You just, you know, let your subscription go. And also what you're telling people, you know, sometimes people go on those school communities and say, this is bullshit, man. Like I'm in another school community and you're just, you know, this is hot air. So I just feel like within that circle of influence, there's probably a number of people that have access to hundreds or thousands of people.
Yeah.
If there's some kind of Venn diagram partnership where we could go in and validate the school, you know, or something, you know what I mean? I'm seeing something there.
Do you have like a mental list of like some of those schools right now, or maybe a physical list?
I'm in one that I joined. I'm in about 2 or 3. One I have spent a lot of time in just to build out my knowledge of AI video workflows, right, and marketing materials and, you know, building marketing. But you know, every person within that community, you can see what other school communities they belong to. So you can very quickly, assemble a list of the top 100 school communities and who's running them.
Maybe I need to get in some of these so I can start
So
digging in.
there's people that they publish like tutorials on YouTube.
Yeah.
Showing
They're subscribed. Yeah.
Usually they link to their school community.
Okay.
That's a way to find.
Yeah, if like maybe the two of you want to send me your like top 2 recommendations or something of people to follow.
I also think we should do Reddit ads for, well, I would pay money for anyone who uses OpenClaw or Hermes to like watch how they use it.
Yeah.
You know, and then get them. I'm starting to get excited about this agent leaderboard. Like, I should put my plow on the agent leaderboard. Put your wedding thing on the agent leaderboard. Let's just see, like, you know, like, are you using 10 times more than I am? And then, like, what are you using it for? You know, like.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a way of incentivizing people to, we just gamify it and create a community around it. I think there's a way of leveraging that without necessarily requiring payment. Just need some more thought about what motivates people. I think a lot of people are hungry for community and engagement. And if we can point people to something that they can belong to, where they can share knowledge and compare notes and build, that's valuable.
Yeah.
Should we be setting up a school community?
Yeah.
It's not our Discord, kind of. I mean, in a way.
Yeah. Oh, it's another. Yeah, sorry. Let's forget new platforms for at least a month.
This makes me think I need to. Let's keep track of these like media, but like when I come out of the closet, so to speak, I need to find my media. I need to like ask for anyone who's using an agent. I want to interview them for like AI worth using.
Okay, we should record that then as well. I mean, that could be part of the.
I don't know that we actually. Like, it depends on how good their setup is, as far as you know. But there's also like the casual like YouTube short or whatever, you know, and then the actual podcast, you know, but definitely like that brand we can use to like as like the funnel for learning some of this.
Do we
That's
have
cool.
like, do we have a, I should know this, but I feel like maybe I did this, but Plow Reddit, Rowan, I feel like you've kind of taken on, or like Plow AI worth using, like, are there,
Reddit AI worth using.
Do
is that what
we-
you're saying?
yeah, or like
The Reddit
what's our
community.
strategy here for like some of these, just like trying to solicit user interviews, like, I don't know if we want to like burn our real account for that, like,
Yeah, I haven't dug into that side of it yet, but that's definitely something we should focus on, and I can focus on now. I'm fine.
What's your actual? I'm sorry. Can you
my
rephrase your
question
question?
was like, do we have an account that we would want to use to solicit like I don't know, run an ad that's like anyone using, or like anyone using OpenCloud, we want to see your setup, or I don't know, like some kind of motivate, like,
I mean, I would be fine using my socials to like,
yeah.
you know, there's some sort of drumbeat of like, I've announced that I'm doing this. I've announced that I'm doing AI worth using. Then I'm like, if you use an agent, we want to interview. You know, it's like the third message or something. And so,
Yeah.
for it to make sense, I need to announce that I'm using AI worth using.
Yeah.
Or doing that. But separately, I mean, we've done paid interviews before, and
Yeah.
it has had some. It has been helpful. So like.
Yeah. I think LinkedIn, once we go live on LinkedIn and Sam's kind of making, I was going to recommend like two posts a week on LinkedIn. And then we can kind of like and echo, you know, what he's doing. I think there probably is some value to that community in terms of
Right.
finding someone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And LinkedIn ads are also really effective.
Cool.
What are the blockers to get out to close it?
The media calendar, I think it's the.
Then the getting out means you talking to investors, or like we
Going out of the closet means we announce, like I announce that I'm working on this. We all update our LinkedIn, and we have a job now on our LinkedIn's
for the
We-
next 3 months.
for the next 3 months. We
Been doing nothing for 3
You know,
years,
like,
but-
we have like a list of, okay, these 3 socials are going to be, we're going to be these are going to get content and activity. We're going to be redirecting people to this. We're going to be retweeting what's posted here. You know, like these are the places that it's like, it's sort of like, okay, when we launch, you know, we have the Plow Mac app, we can launch that as an open source project. It gets tweeted on this social, you know, like, you know, on this day, we're going to tweet this out on this social. So, yeah, I think Rowan and I are going to review this today.
Cool.
Honestly, it's going to take I don't think Rowan is going to have all the, right? It's going to take all of us to say, oh, this thing that I'm working on can be launched in this social on this day. Like, but ideally we have like just a running calendar that's like a week or 2 out of a sense of what's getting posted where. Okay. All right, we got move to stand up.
No.
Yeah, we can do a demo.
Oh.
Okay, so can you see this yet?
No.
Does
Why
somebody
not?
have to approve Lucas to share?
Oh, yeah. Should be.
Jonathan's been watching the whole day, Jonathan.
He's just been sitting.
Yeah. it's
Oh yeah, I've been watching you. You haven't been watching me,
backstage.
so-
Yeah.
Haven't been able to find on anything.
Okay, so as a reminder, we have this like easy manager to quickly create a bunch of domos. And these are these Cloudflare like isolate things that just kind of live off. But there's like some cool WebSocket layer that these are like always available. So you can have like a client that's connected to it through a WebSocket, or you wouldn't get charged anything. And then the second that a real message hits the WebSocket, like these things will come alive right away. And so here's one that's connected to my Mac. And so these are powerful enough to have like MCP servers. And so there's an MCP running on my Mac to do very simple things, because Jonathan and you guys are going to do like the cool stuff, but I can be like, what's the uptime on my Mac? And then over here, you'll see that like it's calling the tools list, it's calling this get uptime thing on the actual OS, and it's returning back through this. So this also goes through like a plow relay type situation where right now it's also a very similar like Cloudflare worker style thing where it's off by default, and then when the WebSockets ping each other, like these things turn on and hit each other. So this has all three pieces. This has like the LLM that lives in the cloud. This has the MCP that runs on your Mac, and it has the plow relay to like kind of connect the two different pieces.
It's pretty cool. This is awesome, I should say.
And I don't see a way to do it, but I was working. Oh, there's ways to like upload. So there's ways to like enhance these LLMs too. So like I was saying yesterday, like if we wanted to do something a little beefier, like in the cloud, like read a PDF. I don't know what the exact use cases are, but if we need to spin up a different thing to do like OCR or something, like there's ways to quickly do that as well through like a tool call.
So is this like a TypeScript? You know, like where are you putting your markdown soul.md or whatever?
Yeah, so this uses an agent harness called Think, which is like some Cloudflare framework that's like pretty like, so I think the Think layer is like the replacement, is like you can think of that as like Hermes or whatever. And so it's not gonna, I doubt it's like nearly as robust, but we can either build on top of it, write our own, or there's a few other ones called there's another one that works in this environment too that we could try to build on top of if we think it's better. But I just kind of wanted to stick with this standard stuff for right now. But
yeah, so we could port Hermes to TypeScript theoretically and run Hermes here.
Yes, I don't know enough about these agents yet to really know like what Hermes does outside of tool calling, and you know, like I don't know what I guess it's just like a sole MD and like tool calling. Is that like the essence of these things, or is there more sophisticated stuff underneath?
Yeah, I don't have the answer to that question, but I do know that like Hermes, as a user, I've appreciated Hermes. Like Hermes has felt more reliable than OpenCloud.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I mean by that is like when I ask Hermes to like schedule something for tomorrow at 2 p.m., like I'm more like I trust that I'm going to get a message tomorrow at 2 p.m., right? Or like another thing Hermes does is like if I ask it like to change its tone, I will get a message saying, okay, I've actually updated this file to make this durable, and you know.
Yeah, so I would imagine that a lot of the Cloudflare stuff that we're using like won't have all those built-in capabilities. So we'd either one, need to build it, or two, just like not use this layer and use like some, like the benefit of the layer the way that I built it is just that it's always off, and then you can ping it to wake it up, versus like Hermes, which I think would be like, you know, you would run that like in a Docker container and that's always on and you're paying for that all the time. And so maybe to start off to like kind of prove things out and have like a really robust thing, like we can just pay more to have a better experience. I'd be happy to look into that as well.
I don't have a strong opinion, you know. I'm definitely not asking for any engineering work right now or investigation. I'm just trying to understand the shape of this.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I could see users like you know, like there is something about users having to make decisions in today's very crowded environment. So every time you introduce like a new agent harness, you just gotta like when I hear Hermes, I'm like, oh, I now know what it is. I trust that it's gonna work. You know, it's sort of like a new brand and a new like decision you gotta make. But that might not be a bad. I mean, there might be upsides to that. like something that's really lightweight that I can just like get started right away and like,
Yeah, that's
very
what this.
simple to like change the personality.
Yeah.
Uh,
How are you doing the association right now between like the kind of cloud worker and a specific user, or is that just like hard coded for you?
Yeah, I mean, for right now, there's no. I don't have the exact answer for you, but there's no auth. I haven't dealt with any auth. I'm just trying to prove out the like flow. So some of that stuff will come today.
what is the LLM behind this?
Kimi, is that how you say it?
Oh, Kimmy.
Yeah.
Wait, so where is
That's
it?
just because. So that's only because that's like the default thing in Think, right? So there's you Think also supports all the different models, whatever. But if I used Claude, I'd have to put in a token, and this works with the credit card on file for that I have on with
I see.
Claude.
So it's like hosted by Cloudflare.
And I assume since it's open, like it's probably cheaper. But I mean, it it can do anything.
Yeah.
So is the MCP, you're using MCP, it sounded like, right? Is
Mhm.
that like a pass through where there's it's all just being proxied to the local client?
So I haven't looked too much at this, but this is like there's some daemon that runs on the Mac that exposes these tools, and then it's in here where it just does the like actual calling the OS to get the stuff. So this is where I would like plug in some plow CLI thing. It's kind of how I was thinking just about it, like really naively, but happy to discuss.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think that like I think having the notion of like MCP running locally makes a lot of sense. So I like that.
There would be a competing argument here for like basically SSH. Like Peter Steinberger's point of view, which I kind of subscribe to, is like MCP. The disadvantage with MCP is like it uses up a lot of default context in your context window, and it's not it's kind of brittle. Like you have get uptime here, but if you want like if you want like CPU load, which uptime gives you, like you need a different, right? Versus like something like we're just gonna proxy SSH, and like the language model already has in its training how to use shell, and so and you have some sort of like boundary around that, where it's like, hey, these are the 100 tools that you have access to.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I think
I mean,
there's some like, sorry, go ahead, Lucas.
I was just gonna say real quick, like I agree with that, like as a general philosophy, but I feel like you obviously don't want to just like raw SSH into the Mac, like with the whole thing about what we're doing is like the privacy aspect of it. So I think maybe we would expose just purely like a plow CLI or something through this, that then we like say, hey, call this tool however you want. Maybe we have something like that, but I don't think just like SSH feels like the right move.
Yeah. I mean, root access admin SSH, definitely not. But there's like, and I think that's where the work is, right? Is like how do we, what boundary do we place on it? Like, there's a world where we create another Mac user, right? And so you get SSH into like the Mac, but you don't have root access, and you have like you're relying on like the standard Unix like file permissions and stuff like that. I don't know what the answer is, right? But It's actually I'm just like there's a world where we run a container and you SSH into the container versus you SSH into the Mac. The downside about that is like,
You don't have access to it.
well, the container, yeah, you just like there'll be a lot of misleading moments where it's like, oh, I don't see anything in the home directory, and it's like, or I don't, like your system is like a Unix random container,
What if
Actually, I'm like, as I'm like rambling here, I'm like very intrigued by the idea of creating a username that is thinking to use as like
Mhm.
SSH on my Mac. Anyways, this is really cool. Like, yeah. We should make a decision, I would say, in the next hour or two, like what this architecture, are we using your architecture, or are we, or actually maybe this is a question for the group. I would love a rough demo of like almost every day, or like by the end of the week, we're our line that we've highlighted, we're gonna like demo some, like, hey, this is where it's at, because we need to stitch this stuff together. And I like a question of MCP server versus SSH, I think is like pretty fundamental. Like, it'd be nice if that's answered soon.
I would definitely vote for like MCP with like just a single tool call that's like plow CLI, or like plow just like some command line thing that just does the whole thing, if you really are opposed to MCP.
What's a command line thing that does? Oh, like a plow CLI command line tool. Is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm not. I wouldn't say that I have a strongly, or what is it? I'm loose. I'm definitely, my opinion is loosely held. But what I'm really looking for is, where possible, we use tools that are already in the embedding space for the model, right? And so CLI is very like trained into these models, so that's.
Yeah, but I mean, unless I'm misunderstanding what you're saying, like it's not like the SSH part's like trivial, and then it's like, how do you use the plow tools that are available to it? Like, unless you really want it just to have like raw bash on your Mac, then like, even if it's isolated or sandbox, which is not the approach that I thought we were going. I thought we were going to build like a plow CLI that has like file search or something like that. But maybe I'm
Here's an
misunderstanding.
Here's an example of like.
It's also I think Jonathan should talk about how he is thinking about it, because he's the one that's owning that.
Yeah, I mean, I think I feel like with going at least a MCP route, or something that at least, maybe there are some context issues with MCP, but if we do something where it's like specifically defined functions, at least from the start, then that's the type of thing that can be audited. Domos can specify like what permissions they want on what specific tool calls we've decided to expose. And it's pretty easy to proxy these types of calls through also. So I kind of feel like that's a route, and just by being defined, like if we have specific applications in mind, that kind of helps narrow the focus versus the, oh, we're just like exposing everything on the machine. I mean, if we're exposing everything on the machine, why are we doing it remotely, in a way?
I don't think anybody's suggesting we expose everything on the machine.
So there's two things, Sam, that I'm confused about what you're potentially arguing for. Is like, one, there's like an MCP protocol versus just like a raw bash type protocol, and then there's like how the actual there's like, and then there's like what's the interface look like from the Mac side?
Say more about the interface. I mean, there's like the human interface, and then okay.
So I'm imagining that Jonathan's going to build something, right, to like hook up MSG Vault and hook up a file search thing or something, and then it's like, what does that look like when somebody's going to interact with that? Like, and I think that's a separate question of like how Plow proxy or Plow relay works. And so it's like, whatever Jonathan builds, I'm imagining you could just run those commands on your Mac if you wanted to, like natively through terminal.
I think
Right? And it's like, what's that look
I,
like? And then what's the MCP part look like?
I don't think we're gonna resolve this debate in the next 9 minutes, and we haven't done stand up yet. I will what I'm saying is relatively simple, which is like language models already know how to use the command line. That's basically all I'm saying. And everything we want to do is doable on the command line. So there's an enormous amount of power there that other people have recognized. Like this is something I've always felt. I've never really personally used MCPs when I have. Instead, I just build a lot of tooling around helping language models like understand my context with my command line and what tools are available on my command line. But like it would be a huge burden to convert everything my language model does on the command line to an MCP server. That would be just like crazy. It would really slow me down. And I think it would slow all of us down. I think none of us would want to do that. Like pull Claude codecs and codecs out of the command line and like use it in a different box and say, okay, now to do everything you've been doing on my Mac, you have to use an MCP server.
Okay.
But I mean, we're
it
not
just
talking
muddies.
about replacing Claude Code. Like we're not building Claude Code.
I'm not saying we are, but I am saying like there is a real friction to MCP servers that needs to be acknowledged if we're going to choose that path.
It just muddies the whole story. I mean, what I'm trying to separate is like what you're talking about from MCP discussion. Like, I don't think that's really is relevant. It's like either the LLM in the cloud is going to call like some Plow CLI that's like nicely contained, or it's going to just call whatever raw bash stuff is available, even if you try to limit it down. But like, it sounds like you're advocating for the latter, which then means the thing in the cloud.
I'm not advocating for
the
latter. I'm just advocating that we don't like blindly choose. If we choose an MCP server, I think we need to really. I'm advocating that this is a considered decision. That's what I'm advocating for.
Okay. Okay.
We can discuss more. Yeah. I think,
let's discuss later. I don't think you understand what I'm saying, but let's do Scrum and then we can talk more about
it. Okay.
Hey, Dennis, quiet.
Hey, Lucas, what's the state of the Google OAuth?
We need to basically submit stuff so that they can scan our app. So I've started looking into what we need to do for that. And I think as a team, we should just double check that the scopes that we have are sufficient. And if we're going to change them, it's like, because we have to do a lot of work to get these approved. And then once we get them approved. So yeah, I just started looking into that again. Thanks for the message about that, but that's what
On
we're
that note, I don't think we included like Google Drive or like that kind of stuff in it before.
That's
but
correct.
I personally have asked and gotten frustrated with Cloud many a times for not being able to edit my Google Sheets or read them or write to them.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
I-
Drive is like a very, from my memory, Drive is like a really
big one.
one of the restricted ones because
Got
they want you to like, the default path for Drive is like you would create a sandbox for like Plow or something, and then like you can easily read and write from that. But the second you try to like see all of your Drive, that's like a different verification step. So
Got
we can definitely add that. But that's, you know, it's
well, yeah. I mean, maybe let's think about if the scope is worth it, but
I think if we're interested, we should try to include as many as we can, and then the work that would be involved is like I think we have to build out the integration enough to like show that it works in a video or something.
got it.
My vote would be we get an approval as quickly as possible with some set, whatever's like, and then we just plan on another approval in like 6 months or something like that. And so it's like if we can get Drive in a way that doesn't delay our first approval, let's get Drive. Yeah. But if it's gonna delay the date of our first approval, then
I think it would delay it only in that we have to like build out the integration enough to like show it that it works.
yeah. Okay, are we ready?
Where are we putting these?
Oh, in the Scrum private channel in Discord.
Okay. Okay, I can go first. Current state of being is good. Wins from users. So today I'm building the media calendar. Sam, I'll share that with you when we meet. I need to build the LinkedIn company page. I'll also share that for approval with you and Mary when we meet, because obviously there's some copy that will need to be. Mary, if you have any kind of recent kind of copy that you've been using for Plow and Sam, it's written somewhere, let me know. Otherwise, I'll just take a stab and share it with you for feedback.
Yeah, maybe give me a little more context, or like just shoot me a Slack or
Yeah.
Discord, whatever. Yeah, message.
Okay, thanks. Let's see, what else? I need to work out if any of us are a partner on Twitch. Does anyone have enough of a following that they're a partner qualified? I'm assuming no. That would be a solve for joining the Twitch streams into one cohesive kind of Twitch group, so that you can switch between them seamlessly. there's a kind of workaround that I'll share with you guys, assuming that we don't have a Twitch partner in the ranks here. So look out for that. I need to sign up for health insurance. I need to, I'm gonna share badges today for you guys to add to your Twitch streams that will kind of link to show the links to YouTube and Watch Me Pivot. I'm currently in a new situation with the podcast, Sam. I'm kind of, I've decided that we're not quite there with terms of the quality of the work of content partners yet. And so I'm actually gonna work with my editor to prototype the first episode. I do think your recorded introduction works really well, but it just needs a proper video editor to do it. That's something that's not going to be costly at all. It's something I can do with my editor very quickly, but I can't micromanage by playing telephone with the editor that I don't have access to in Content Allies. So I'm working on that in the background. And once that's done for our first episode, it can be done prototype, used for the rest. I need to sync with you, Daniel. We agreed we would do that, but can we kind of find the time? I'll reach out to you independently. And then Sam, I'm going to share my script doc with you for a couple of solo videos to record, self-record today. Those are my updates.
Can I reset up that mic?
Yeah.
Cool. I was gonna say I didn't learn anything, but I learned schools exist, which I'm excited to. I already started poking around a little bit, so excited to dig into that a little bit and join some and see if I can find people who are building with agents and find any good leads for us. And then I started poking around this yesterday, but want to keep working on. I want to run some either Meta or Reddit or both ads to just try to solicit interviews. So need to figure out what that looks like. Daniel, I know I'd asked you yesterday, but if you can send me whatever pieces you have from the previous pipeline, that'd be awesome.
Let's see, I'm doing all right. Appreciate the focus that we have. What did I said I was going to start loading Message Vault into Mem0 to test VS versus Signet. I did that. I said I would set up a landing page and ads to book consulting time. I didn't do that. Instead, I talked to a Watch Me Pivot leaderboard user. That person was interested in the build in public push, actually. And apparently his investors are telling him to build in public. And it's like the thing now that investors... I think it's A16Z. And actually suggested, like, if you're doing the build in public thing, like, it'd be great for the client to integrate into that, like, it's seeing my activity. Can it, like, suggest an end of the day recap, that I post out on X or whatever. Also prototyped and loaded Mary's messages into that long-term memory manager and demoed that. Set up vector embeddings for Message Vault and tested that. That's seems to be the winner there, and got the Plow browser working on my Mac and demoed that. Today I'm going to do the thing I said I would do but didn't do. Set up the landing page to book consulting time and start Reddit ads. Rowan, Daniel's using my mic. Actually, can you switch to the lapel mic for like the afternoon, and then I'll set this up in the. Okay, and then we can bring my mic from home in. Okay. Okay, we're good. So I'll record this afternoon.
Awesome, thank you.
Cool. For me, last time I said I would work on the Plow Chat API updates. There's 2 reviews there that I think are green now, so I will merge and deploy those today and update the user for those. In Discord, there's also was researching the disposable agents and build out the Plow Relay, like simple proof of concept, and started digging into the Google security review stuff again. Today I'm gonna like just merge those PRs, like I said, and do some more security review stuff to get that ball rolling, and then more research with the POC, and hopefully have that figure out what to do about the MCP CLI stuff.
Nice. For me, the watch me people stream should not go down when an engineer starts or stops their stream. Neither when we start the daily yield, and when we start the daily yield, it should automatically show the daily yield, so without anyone needing to click buttons, other than the restream go live. My focus is Sam's Plow needs to book the Cub Scout and pay with his credit card from 1Password without asking Sam for Touch ID. That's what I will be doing.
For me, yeah, actually, I'm doing good because I think there's a lot of interesting ideas here. I mostly did research on kind of what we could do for a Domo relay as far as architecture goes. Look a bit more into like MCP in general. Also install and tested Message Vault. And I've got like the memory lab that I came up with run against the Enron corpus. So today, I think I have, depending on what we talk about maybe later, things to prototype for like a Domo desktop and review the memory lab results.
Sweet.
Sweet. All right.
Do it.
Thanks, everyone.